Hey folks, it's Thom Pankhurst on behalf of GAK, and I'm here with the illustrious Nick Johnston.
Oh.
Tell us about why you're here in
Wow,
Brighton.
illustrious.
Yeah.
I'm here for a guitar clinic on behalf of Schecter. I've been traveling for a couple weeks now, across Europe, promoting custom shop and my guitar, as I've been doing for the past, 7 years or so.
So you've obviously got the new Schecter PT coming out.
Yes.
You've had like a really successful Schecter signature model.
Oh, I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
Very, very lucky, yeah.
And the thing that always struck me about those models is that they kind of straddle the line between a more traditional shape. I mean, it's a traditional body style.
Yes, yes.
But it's kind of wildly different from what you'd expect a traditional guitar to be.
Yeah. I mean, the guitar itself, you can tell it's based on a Les Paul. I'm just kidding. Those are the type of guitars I grew up playing. So that's what I knew. That's what I thought a guitar was. In fact, even if you look on your phone, the emoji for a guitar is that guitar. Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know, that's just what I thought guitar was. So when I had a chance to do something with that, I didn't, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel.
Sure.
It's just a few little details I wanted, to be specific to me. I just would pull those out of the guitar, like getting rid of the second tone knob, the size of the neck wood, the pickups. I had a very specific vision for what I wanted the pickups to sound like.
Sure.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Pretty
I mean,
cool.
it's for people who are looking for a more modern playing S-type guitar. It's kind of you. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. And not only that, but it's a great looking instrument. The colors are really cool, if I may say. A bunch of ice cream colors, and now some of the more modern, like there's the red one I have. I'll be playing tonight, which has got this flame and Wembley checking. You got to see it. Nice. Seeing is believing. And I have the PT with me as well.
Amazing.
And it's got the humbucker in the neck, and this is cool.
Cool.
Something cool going on. So, and on both guitars. I mean, I played in my early 20s, late teens, like super kind of Strat guitars, Ibanez, Carvin at the time. And I sold all those guitars because I hated the way my playing was going, and I actually bought a Telecaster. So I played a Telecaster for quite a while in my 20s, and this was sort of an obvious choice for me when Schecter asked, what else do you want to do? Do you want to do another line? They go together so well.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I think those are the two guitars, the iconic two guitars that kind of live together, yin and yang, and
sure.
And
I guess you're getting a different itch being scratched with the T-style.
Yeah, and it was just cool to be able to flip around. Like, I only ever played a Telecaster that had either like a lipstick or just a single coil in the neck and something in the bridge, and this one has the push-pull. It's anything I do always has this like twist to it, I guess.
Sure.
So this keeps that spirit.
So you kind of have really embraced that kind of cinematic side of it. I think with like Remarkably Human, you started moving that way a lot more.
Yeah,
and that was obviously a conscious choice. Could you talk a little bit about how you arrived at those choices?
Sure. Yeah, not so much a conscious choice. If I sit and write at the piano, there's going to be a different thing happening because I have no technique on a piano.
Right.
Whereas a guitar, I can do a bunch of bullshit. So I don't want to inject that into my music because I don't want you to hear my music being reflective of what I've been like practicing.
Sure.
I don't want my music to sound like the new licks I learned.
Right, sure.
I want my music to be music.
Yeah,
and
I think that's something to
no, that's okay.
That's something that Paul Gilbert was talking about. He was like, fingers have got good stuff, and head's got good stuff, and sometimes it's good to write with head, and sometimes it's good to do those things. Because I was going to ask you where the like soundscapey stuff comes from, and you've just kind of answered that with
the
you said
the
piano.
soundscapey stuff is really fun too, because that's a new thing. That's and where I've been getting that from is really diving a little bit deeper with. I bought I sold one of my kidneys and I got a Moog, the Moog One.
Yeah.
Right,
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I spend a lot of time with that now. I have a bunch of VSTs and stuff that I really enjoy using, and really getting into properly using aftertouch and stuff like that, and velocity and learning how to arrange for orchestra better and. Yeah. Typically guitar, I don't know, it's the most bizarre thing for me. Guitar typically comes last now. This one, another one was written totally on piano.
I think it would be a good point to ask you. You obviously have quite a unique voice on guitar. You approach the guitar in a really articulate way. You're obviously able to fulfill how you hear music. You were able to make that.
Oh, that's really nice of you to say. Thank you.
And I guess the question here would be what advice would you give to someone who's looking to achieve those same things?
It's funny. I typically hate my guitar playing. I
think most guitarists.
Yeah, I really don't like the way I play guitar. Whatever. That's here nor there. I think there's a certain balance everybody has to kind of discover within themselves of looking in and looking out. There's a difference between being inspired, being influenced, trying to be like there's a whole thing there where you can oh, I like the way they do that, I want to use some of that, versus that's how I should do it.
Right.
There's a whole thing there. I think too, learning another instrument is great, especially when you've developed technique, because it kind of humbles you a little bit. I've even started to try to sing.
Yeah.
Only
the new album's got.
There's a bunch of vocals on it because it's another, without sounding too pretentious, which this will sound very pretentious, I apologize, another color to paint with.
That's not pretentious at all.
It's pretty pretentious, but that's okay. It's okay. I gave the listeners a warning. I think the more you try, the more you know, the less you know, that whole thing.
Sure.
And that's a big part of it. I just think too, if you're trying to develop a voice, or you're trying to get somewhere with music, you have to also be aware that it is going to be an entire lifetime.
Yeah.
And you cannot get a result without putting the time in. I put in for it. In the very formative years of my guitar playing, it was 8 to 10 hours. That's all I did every day. And I don't know if that was healthy. I don't know if everybody needs that, but that's what I needed. And that's, by the time I was 30, so I'm 34 now, by the time I was 30, I kind of felt like I was getting somewhere.
It's great to meet you. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks a lot. I had a great time. Thanks for the interview. Like and subscribe, GAK. I'm just going to call it GAK.
Yes, colloquially known as GAK. Yep.
And thanks for watching, guys.